Hello, Space Coast. I'm Karina Connor with Space Coast Daily, and today in the studio, we've got Jennifer Weis, the VP of Real Estate and Business Development at Launch Credit Union.
Hello.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to dig in with you today because it's a hot topic, which is really being a home buyer right now in this market. What are some recommendations that you would suggest for someone who is interested in purchasing a home for the first time, but they think they're not quite ready yet?
So the first thing I would tell our members to do is go in and talk to a loan officer and see how much they could get pre-qualified for. That way they would know exactly how much of a home they could go looking for. And at that time they might see they're actually ready to get that home.
I've heard that before from real estate agents. Half the time when people don't think they're ready, they are.
Right.
But I'm wondering too, what are some of the fears that are stopping people, you think, from just getting pre-qualified? Are there some maybe myths or stigmas as far as like maybe it hurts your credit or things of that nature that stop people?
Well, honestly, for first-time home buyers, I think they just do not know the process of what it is. Again, by going in and getting pre-qualified, they'd also then find out how much are their actual closing costs. A lot of people don't understand there's a down payment that could be needed. So again, that's why we really stress when you're starting off, look to get pre-qualified. Then if they were pre-qualified, what the next step we would do is then try to get them in touch with a qualified Home Advantage realtor. That way they can walk them through the process of finding a home. On the other hand, if they didn't get qualified, then we would kind of help them, educate them of how they could get qualified in the near future. Help them as far as if it was their credit that needed help. If they were surprised about that down payment, we have great options to help them with their down payments. So that's why I really stress the first thing to do is see what you could get qualified for.
You mentioned you actually had methods to where you could help someone with their down payment. I saw online something that was really interesting, something like a home buyer's savings account.
Yes.
So is that one of the things that maybe you would recommend when?
Yes, definitely. It's a first-time home buyer savings account. Okay. What that is, if they open up a savings account with Launch for this first-time home buyer, as long as they make a $100 minimum deposit for 12 consecutive months, Launch will match $1,200 to the help of their down payment or their closing cost.
That's amazing. So a bank credit union specifically is actually going to help give you money to help purchase towards your first time home?
Yes, and then 12 months you then are qualified, but we will actually take it up to 18 months. So we will match up to $1,800 as long as you've made 18 consecutive $100 monthly deposits, and it never expires. So even after that 12 or 18 months, if you're not ready to purchase at that time, it still sits in your savings account.
That sounds amazing. I mean, that sounds like free money to me.
It is, and you can go ahead and add that with your Home Advantage, 20% off the commission of your realtor, and add those together. So it truly does help for that first-time home buyer.
That's amazing. And before we actually started rolling, we talked about this a little bit, and even for your kids, you know, like whether it's for yourself or it's for your kids, I mean, or people, someone close to you. You can actually set up these savings accounts, you know, and build that over time. I think it's beautiful that you guys have created something like this. I've never heard of this.
It is, and our main goal is to help educate members, especially for the younger ones like we were talking about. Mm-hmm. It helps them understand that you have to do this every single month. You cannot skip a month. You cannot withdraw any money. So it really gets you into the habit of making that monthly payment.
That's another angle I didn't even think about, like training wheels,
yes.
Like learning how to pay a mortgage.
Yes.
That's amazing. Very
yep.
cool. Now, you mentioned the 20% for the Home Advantage. Can you get a little more into that?
Yep. So once you actually close on the mortgage, again, whether if you were selling your house or purchasing one, once you close on it, that realtor then will give 20% of their commission towards your closing cost, or if you don't want it towards your closing cost, you'll get a check. Wow. And it's free for our members. This program is free.
Sounds like there's a lot of benefits to being a member with you guys when it comes to home buying and mortgages and all of that nature. That's pretty much what you do on a day-to-day basis, correct?
Correct. And partnering with Home Advantage, again, these are qualified agents. Mm-hmm. Right now, with how it is in the marketing, there's low inventory out there. Mm-hmm. So you have to be, again, pre-qualified really for an agent to work with you, to go out there. And then it's a battle just to have your contract be accepted. So you need a realtor who's really good at negotiating. And again, these realtors with Home Advantage are qualified agents.
Which is a huge, strong point when it comes to if you're out there looking, and you know, everyone's got a friend who's a realtor, an aunt, and it's almost hard when you're going to go buy a home because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You're not sure which way to go. Sometimes the house already has a realtor attached and all these things, but you guys are with Home Advantage, you know for sure, right?
Yes, yeah. I've personally used Home Advantage myself for a sell of a house and buying my new house. So, and again, it came down to negotiating. And like you were saying, your aunt might be a part-time realtor, but it really comes down to when a house goes up, you want the strongest realtor out there to help you get that home.
Sounds like we've got a lot of different options, whether someone is, once someone is qualified, whether someone needs to get qualified. One thing to touch on is they say having that 20% down is pretty important. So what if someone doesn't have that 20% down?
Well, we have a couple products. We do have a 100% loan to value that we will offer our members, and we also have as low as 3% down payment. As far as closing costs, we also have a no closing cost up to $5,000 that we offer our members.
That's huge. I mean, you're just shaving dollars off of these transactions, which it all adds up. If anyone's gone through the process before, you know it can add up quickly. So
yes,
it sounds like you guys have a lot of different tools and resources to help just shaving that off and help getting you with the right people. I've heard stories about where people's mortgages, they keep getting sold off to other lenders. So is that true?
It is, and that's the one thing that we're proud of launch, because when you do your mortgage with us, it stays with us. Where a lot of times you could start with lender A, you get sold off to lender B, lender C, and you know, so on, so on. So again, we're very proud that we house our own mortgages. So anytime you would have a question regarding your open mortgage, you would just call the local branch or call our employees at the Merritt Island back office, and they will help you with your actual mortgage questions that you have on your open account.
That sounds like a good time to mention too. You guys have a lot of branches here throughout Brevard County.
We do.
Right.
16 branches. So we're always out there between Brevard and Volusia. We have our 1-800 numbers you can always call. But again, you know, we're local, so we're here to help.
You are. I mean, and there's a new branch opening soon, I think. Does that include it in the 16?
No, it is not. So.
Okay, so soon to be 17.
Yes.
That's super exciting. Why don't we get a little more into who would benefit from that no closing cost option?
So this is going to be, again, more like your first-time home buyers who truly don't understand that you have to have a down payment plus closing costs. So when we can sit there and tell them, well, you qualified for the no closing costs, that's $5,000 towards their closing costs. So that's huge when it comes to helping them out.
That's huge. Yeah, that's a big amount of money. And should we go a little more in depth? Are those the only two fees that come up when you're actually in the process of buying a home? Is there other different fees? And
your down payment is technically just your down payment.
Right.
Closing costs can consist of your appraisal fee, title insurance, survey, origination fees. So that's what your closing cost bucket is. But we kind of like to say you've got your down payment bucket and then your closing costs. So.
Yeah, and then you're there to guide them, to help them through all that, or they've got a great realtor through the Home Advantage who's going to help guide and give them all of that information and make sure it's all great.
Correct. So my team, the home loan specialists, that's what they do. They will go through every fee that there is on their initial disclosures with that member to let them know what they will be paying.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with me in the studio today, Jennifer.
Of course.
I think this was a great first interview and first baby step into talking about the market today and different and trying to buy a home. As we sort of touched on before the camera started rolling, it's a competitive market. There's a lot of pressure, and it sounds like Launch is continuing to evolve with the market and create more creative solutions for whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're a first responder, whether you're a teacher, or whether you're just someone that's looking to buy a new home that has other homes. So thank you again for being in the studio with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about how people can find you and what's the best way to get resources from Launch Credit Union? Sure.
They can either walk into any of our local branches, they can call our 1-800 number, or they can go to our website.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Space Coast. Please go ahead and look at the links below and stay tuned on Space Coast Daily, as every month Launch Credit Union will be in the studio with us educating educating us on different financial matters. Today it was all about home mortgages and the market, and next month, I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients, and also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and taking your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321-323-4460 today.